countdown to fall camp continues here with HuskerOnline.com. Sean Callahan with Nate Klaus and Robin Washett. We've reached the top 20 of our players now here on our countdown and players to watch here for Nebraska as we break down what we feel are Nebraska's top 40 players in order heading into fall camp. And we'll start off here with number 20, defensive back Chris Jones. He's somebody that will go into the year as a starter opposite of Joshua Kalu. I better get that right with the Joshua. Right. But Chris Jones, a big physical corner, had a nice bowl game against UCLA with the interception. He starts our list at number 20. And, you know, Nate, let's move over to number 19, DeMornay Pearsonell. He's somebody that really should be a top 5 player on this team right now. But because of the injury, because of the uncertainty of his health, he's at number 19 right now.
Yeah, at number 19, just I think because of the depth at wide receiver, but there's no question that he's a game-breaking type of talent for Nebraska, both on the offensive side of the ball and as a special teams player. And if he can give Nebraska that spark and special teams especially, I think that we're going to look back on this list and say that he is a top 5 guy.
All right, let's stick on special teams at number 18. Nebraska's kicker, Drew Brown. He got off to a slow start last year, missed 2 big kicks against BYU that really maybe cost him the game when you look at the final outcome, but he went on a run where he made every single one of his field goals over Nebraska's final games of the year, made some big kicks in the bowl game against UCLA. Drew Brown at number 18. Let's move over now, Robin, to number 17, David Neville. Projected as Nebraska's starting right tackle, has never played a down of football going into his 4th year now in the program. Nebraska needs David Neville to have a huge year.
Yeah, of all the linemen, or the turnover on the offensive line, you could argue that maybe right tackle is probably the biggest key spot just because of the unknowns. I think they feel good enough about those 2 inside guards and at center, and obviously Nick Gates on the left side. But can David Neville be that cornerstone right tackle that they think he can be? He has the size and athleticism certainly to be that type of player, but can he prove it when it comes to game day?
And then finally at number 16, Stanley Morgan Jr. When we do this list another year from now, he will be Nebraska's arguably their top receiver. But as it stands right now, he's a pretty darn good 3rd, 4th receiver in this offense.
No question about it. Some of the best hands on that roster, I think, is what we saw from Stanley Morgan. And a key guy in special teams. He took over that kick return role later on in the season, was very productive. So I look for Stanley Morgan to have a huge year.
All right, we'll be on our top 15 next. You're watching here. Thanks for watching HuskerOnline.com.